At para tulungan tayo i-breakdown ng Game 1 ng Western Conference Finals, kasama natin ang basketball analyst at blogger na si Adrian D. Aids. Welcome back to The Score.
Great to be back, T.
All right, wow, what a game today. What an entertaining game. Siyempre, malungkot ang OKC, ang Warriors fans. They expected na home court namin, kakayanan namin ng OKC. But OKC, this is their third straight road win in the playoffs. So talk about the confidence of OKC coming to this game and what they showed in Game 1.
Yung amazing sa Thunder is, before in the regular season, they were known as a team that really struggled sa mga clutch game situations.
Correct.
When you look at how they've played in these playoffs, nung first round, they lost to Dallas in Dallas. And marami nagsasabi, ito naman yung Thunder, losing again against lower tier teams. But then, they beat the Spurs, and now they beat the Warriors, and now they're 4-2 in the postseason when 5 minutes remaining in the game, they're within 5 points.
Grabe.
So
Which
before they would lose a lot. I think they had 14 defeats in that sort of game. So nakita mo talaga nag-mature talaga tong Thunder team.
How did they mature so quickly? What did Billy Donovan do? Was it just the playoff switch that they switched on? Okay, playoffs na, zeros on na. Was it that?
May sinabi si Donovan before the game na when he became head coach, as we know, he was trying to sort of build on what Scotty Brooks had as a coach prior. And he sort of put in so many concepts on defense na medyo nagulo yung mga Thunder players. And so ever since about the halfway point of the season, ginawa niyang priority na to start putting away things to sort of simplify the defense. And so now, parang it's more instinctual to them. Hindi sila kailangan mag-isip ng marami when it's a clutch situation. And it appears to have worked for this team.
Well, it's one thing to do that much better now to, you know, keep a lead or come back in the fourth quarter in the second half. It's another thing to do that against the Golden State Warriors, who were up by 13 on their home floor, and then Westbrook suddenly changed from bad Westbrook to great Westbrook. Ano nangyari yun? Ano kayang, did they do something different? I mean, did Westbrook just finally start hitting his shots na he was just missing in the first half?
There's that. In the first half, he was in such a big slump. He only hit one field goal.
Yeah, 1 out of 9 ata.
In the third quarter, the Thunder basically slowed things down. Because when you looked at the way the Warriors were playing in the first half, they were getting so many transition points, points off turnovers.
Frantic yung pace, no?
Exactly. And yan yung gusto yun ng Warriors nun.
Yeah.
In the second half, parang sinabi ni Coach Donovan, he adjusted in the second half na parang, let's stop trying to do fancy things. Let's go back to one-on-one isolation plays. Naisip natin na they're less efficient, but then when that player is Westbrook or when it's Durant, it's a higher percentage play because they're superstars nga, capable of hitting big shots. And second, it cuts down on turnovers because it's only one guy holding the ball.
Nababawasan yung ikot ng bola eh. Okay.
So because of that, the Warriors were not able to get turnover points in the second half. They had lesser transition points and became a half-court game for them also. At dun sila nagsastruggle.
Dun sila nahirapan. One of the things that I saw the Thunder did differently in the second half, yung isolation nila kay Durant was at the top of the key, which they don't do all the time, but when they do it, it's very effective. Kasi sa laki niya, it's hard to double team him, and if you put a smaller guy, he just shoots over him.
Exactly, and they were using a smaller guy. They were using Andre Iguodala. He is a good defender. He's the Finals MVP last year, but then, of course, this is Durant, and when you're a pterodactyl like him, you can shoot over Andre Iguodala.
So anong mga pagkakamali naman ng Warriors in the second half? One of which I know they turned the ball over, but what caused that? I mean, is it a lack of focus, or was it, you got to credit also his defense?
I think yung ginawa ng Warriors in the second half was that they started giving Draymond Green more point guard responsibilities and they moved Stephen Curry off ball.
Off ball, yeah.
May mga taong nagsasabi na this is because, you know, they're still trying to work Curry back into 100% game shape because as we know, he had the knee injury. Supposedly, hindi pa siya 100%. And, you know, 80% Curry is pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
But in this case, because the pace is slower and we know Draymond Green, magaling siya in transition, in the half-court set, he's not that good at setting up plays. And we saw that in some situations na half-court, I remember this one play, they had Cantor on Curry, and usually that's an automatic three-point shot for Curry. But Draymond, hindi niya nakita. So he took a wild shot and it missed. Durant scored on the other end. Those are critical errors, and they basically let the Thunder back into the game because of those.
All right. Now, how big was it for the Thunder to snatch Game 1? Of course, you gotta at least get 1 or 2, but all the more if you can get Game 1. How big is it for them psychologically to prove to themselves and the Warriors, hey, we're here for real? Kasi may mga kritiko nagsasabi pa, sweep yan. Di ba? There were some critics who were bold enough to say...
Nico Baguio.
Siya ba? Isa ba yun?
5 games, sabi niya.
5 games. Skip Bayless called it a sweep. Maybe that was part of his Spurs depression angst. But there were some saying 5 games or a sweep, and yet they get Game 1. How big was it for them?
2 stats. Curse Warriors are 6-0 before this game in game
In
one.
game ones.
And the
Wow.
Thunder had never won a game one on the road before this game.
Wild, okay.
So can you imagine how big those two stats like sort of tell the Thunder before you beat the Spurs, may nagsasabi na fluke lang, matanda na ang Spurs. You're going up a team that's in their prime, that are
Yep.
defending champs. I'm sure it's a huge boost for them.
Grabe yan, grabe yan. Okay, what are the adjustments that you expect the Warriors to do, or what do they need to do to bounce back? They gotta treat that like a Game 7. Must win on Game 2. You don't want to go down 0-2.
Definitely.
And have to travel
then
to
go
OKC.
on the road.
Exactly. Oh.
I think you'll see more of Klay Thompson on Russell Westbrook. We
Okay.
saw in the previous series na he's such a great defender. He was able to really force Damian Lillard into tough shots. In this series, we saw some Steph Curry on him, Sean Livingston on Westbrook. I think now you'll see Kerr say, okay, I'm going to go with what worked in the last series. I'm going to put Thompson on Westbrook, and then we'll probably see more Draymond Green on Kevin Durant because he at least has that same height. He's 6'9".
Close to him, yeah.
Closer to
Than
defending
Iguodala.
Durant.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, so I think we'll see those two adjustments from Curry in Game 2.
All right, we will see about that. And pahapyawan natin ng konti yung game bukas, which we're showing tomorrow on Channel 2, by the way, at 9 a.m. Yung Cavs-Raptors
Right.
Game 1 ng East Finals. A little thought on that game.
This is scary kasi nakita ko kanina, I was looking at the numbers, and we all know that the Cavaliers are such a red-hot shooting team in
Yep.
these playoffs. They've
Grabe.
been basically hitting 50% of their three-pointers in the Atlanta series. And napansin ko that the Toronto Raptors, in the regular season at least, were the second worst team in defending the three-point shot.
Ouch!
So
Wow.
if that trend continues in this matchup, it could be really short.
It could be nasty. Well, we'll see. We know naman the Raptors are high on
Right.
emotion and momentum after
Game
winning
7.
Game 7 again, and then making to the first East Finals, and who knows what kind of role that will play. But they're gonna have to play games 1 and 2, of course, sa bahay ng Cleveland Cavaliers.
land.
All right, AIDS, maraming salamat. See you again next time.
No
Thank you.
problem.
For more sports updates, keep watching The Score. And don't forget to subscribe.